Returning to our top story this evening in the ongoing search for Nancy Guthrie, the Pima County Sheriff's Department says the suspect's clothes may have been purchased from Walmart, but they're not exclusively available at that store. That includes the clothing and face mask worn by this individual in this doorbell cam footage. Joining us now is Stephen Jensen, a former assistant director of the Washington field office of the FBI. Stephen, thank you so much for being here. How are law enforcement officials likely to use this information? I would imagine getting transaction records, not just from Walmart, but now from all of these stores, potentially all over the country, would just be a huge task.
Lindsay, this is a common thing in high-profile cases. Think bombing matters, acts of terrorism, kidnapping matters. You want to establish a profile of the individual that includes physical description, a digital footprint, and then descriptors like the clothing, the glove, the unique holster that he was wearing. Can we identify where this was purchased? And it sounds like Walmart is a prime retailer for many of these items. And then you're looking for patterns inside of the retail data of people who made multiple purchases of the items that are observed in the video, where one person purchased, say, the ski mask. That's a good indicator. Maybe we go out and we conduct an interview of that individual. But if somebody purchased 2 or 3 items over a period of time, that person becomes a higher person of interest.
And quick question, if the person used cash, does that render that evidence moot?
It doesn't render it moot. It makes it a little bit more difficult, but with the sophistication of surveillance cameras inside of a Walmart or other retail centers, you can still glean information from that purchase. It does make it more difficult as there's no credit card data, but physical description, facial recognition, all of those come into play.
Yeah, maybe more time consuming. So officials say they got DNA from a glove in the area near her home that appears similar to what we see in the surveillance images. Are you confident that that can yield any results?
So the confidence level would be based on the degree to which biological material on the glove deteriorated. How long was it in the elements? How well preserved was it? What was the collection method? And then the laboratory that analyzes that data, presuming that they were able to get DNA off of the glove and provide a sample, then running that through the FBI's database called CODIS for similar samples, compare it to known individuals who were arrested or convicted of crimes, both state and federal, and then also additional missing persons. And then CODIS also has information on suspects from unsolved crimes, whether they're rapes or other crimes where biologic material was left behind. CODIS has samples from those evidence kits that were collected. And so you can get a composite sketch of a person's DNA that way.
But that's only a small percentage of the population that's been arrested or convicted of a crime, right?
That's right. I've heard average less than 10% of the CODIS database is contained compared to the total population.
Okay, Stephen Jensen, please come back and chat with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, officials are asking anyone who might have information to call the sheriff's number on your screen or 1-800-CALL-FBI.